everybody. Just wanted to quickly come on here and just share a verse in Deuteronomy that spoke to me really last night, and it's Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 7 through, I guess, 10. The Lord did not set his heart on you and choose you because you were more numerous than other nations, for you were the smallest of all nations. Rather, it was simply that the Lord loves you, and he was calling the oath he had sworn to your ancestors. He was keeping the oath he had sworn to your ancestors. That is why the Lord rescued you with such a strong hand from your slavery and from the oppressive hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt. Understand, therefore, that the Lord your God is indeed God. He is the faithful God who keeps his covenant for 1,000 generations and lavishes his unfailing love on those who love him and obey his commandments. But he does not hesitate to punish and destroy those who reject him. Therefore, you must obey all these commands, decrees, and regulations I am giving you today. If you listen to these regulations and faithfully obey them, the Lord your God will keep his covenant of unfailing love with you as he promised with an oath to your ancestors. He will love you and bless you, and he will give you many children. He will give you fertility to your land and your animals when you arrive in the land he swore to give your ancestors. You will have large harvest of grain, new wine, and olive oil, and great herds of cattle, sheep, and goats. You will be blessed above all the nations of the earth. None of your men or women will be childless, and all your livestock will bear young. And the Lord will protect you from all sickness. He will not let you suffer from the terrible diseases you knew in Egypt, but he will inflict them on all your enemies. You must destroy all the nations the Lord your God hands over to you. Show them no mercy and do not worship their gods, or they will trap you. I just wanted to come on here really quick and just encourage everybody that you did nothing. We did nothing to receive God's grace. It's only because of God's grace that we're not where we were yesterday. It's only because of his grace that we're here where we are today, that we can trust him, that we can depend on him. And there are times in my life where sometimes, well, even right now, we're all going through just those times of just like, some fears and very OCD and very protective over our family, which is all good, but may that not keep us from trusting in the Lord and depending on him and knowing that he's got our back and that his favor is upon us, that his presence is with us, that in the morning and the evening we wake up and he's still there. He never slumbers, he never sleeps, he's always watching over us. And today, just that verse in verse 8, it says, it was simply that the Lord loves you, and he was keeping the oath he had sworn to your ancestors. And we're his, and he loves us dearly, and he loves us intimately, and he loves us all uniquely, because we all need his love. But it's always in a unique way because we all receive love differently. But his love for all of us is so beautiful and something that should just melt us and just keep us at our knees and keep us in total dependence on him. I know for me, having a baby girl, I see how much I love her, and I know that the Lord is teaching me and showing me this is how much I love you, Monica, just as much as you love her, and just how aware you are of her. That's how much I love you, and that's how much I'm aware of you and taking care of you. I'm not going to just leave you in your poopy diaper. No, I'm going to change you. I'm not going to just let you cry. I'm going to be there to wipe your tears and to change you and to transform you and to renew you and purify you and refine you. Those tears need to happen. Those cries need to happen because those are the moments where God meets us even more so, in the joys and in the bad times and in the scary times. But we have no reason to fear, and this is something that the Lord is helping me with in this season, is that we have nothing to fear. We can choose to trust him and depend on him, and we can trust and depend on him because he's our God, just like it says here. Understand, therefore, that the Lord your God is indeed God. He's God. He knew all this was going to happen. He knew what we were going to be going through. He knew all the jobs that were going to be lost. He knew the financial struggles we would all go through. But even still, he still loves us. And that's never going to change. And you don't have to do anything to receive that love. It's already there. All you have to do is just accept it and believe that he's God and that he came to save us and to redeem us and to restore us and to give us hope that we will be in eternity with him, whenever that is. And just praying for all of us, and that we would just continue to obey him and be faithful, and no matter what he's telling you to do today, I pray that you continue to walk by faith and not by sight, that you don't look at everything around you, but that you would look at God and that you would obey him, because there's blessing in obedience. There's blessing in choosing to trust him and be faithful no matter what's going on around you. Fear will keep us from doing his will, but faith will empower us even more so to continue to love him and continue to love our neighbors and our family. And even in this time of where we just have to be very careful, we just have to continue to ask for wisdom, and he'll give it to us. He'll give us creative new ideas of how to love our neighbor, how to give, and how to just make sure that we're all caring for one another. As the Acts church, there was no need among them. I pray that even in these days that we'll be that church again, that no matter what the need is, that we would trust in the Lord, that he'll provide all the resources, because he has all the resources, and all we have to do is just ask him, and he'll give as we continue to ask in faith. And one more verse in 1 Corinthians 11, verse 2, it says, "Now we see things imperfectly, like puzzling reflections in mirror, but then we will see everything with perfect clarity. All that I know now is partial and incomplete, but then I will know everything completely, just as God knows me completely." And I just love that verse, and I was reading it yesterday and said it in my podcast that I started yesterday, and God is just beautiful, just how God knows us completely. And even though we see everything partially and incomplete right now, we can hope that once we reach heaven and once we are in heaven with him, everything is going to be so clear, and it's going to be so perfect, and we're going to know God, we're going to see God, and we're going to be like, wow, I thought this, but dang, God, you blew my mind. You're even more awesome and even more glorious and even more powerful and even more loving and even more gracious and even more patient and even more merciful. Lord, I don't deserve to be here, but thank you for your grace. Thank you for coming down to rescue us and redeem us and bring us hope. Just bring us hope. And so I pray that we would share God's love today, whether that's through FaceTime or Zoom or text messages or a handwritten letter or buying someone a meal and delivering it to them, or just being together as a family and really taking this time to really be together, not just be in separate rooms and not just doing your separate things, but spending time with one another and loving one another and growing in the Word together and growing in your knowledge and understanding of who God is, because as our friend told me yesterday, when we understand God, when we know who he is, we don't have to fear. We can trust and know that he is with us, and that he is for us, and that he is preparing a place for us to all come and live with him eternally and forever, and to feast with him and to dine with him and to just have no fear of anything anymore. So I love you, everybody, and I pray that you guys are safe and that you continue to ask the Lord for wisdom on how to go by these days. And we love you guys. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.